Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jag, and in today's class we're going to cover Math 11, and the topic is going to be on function notation. So with that, let's get started. We're going to take some questions from the textbook as examples. Alright, so this is my function that I have, okay? It's f of x equals 2x squared plus 3x minus 1, okay? And what you're going to do, this is a function that's given, okay? And in the function notation, let's try this one. This is f of 3, okay? So what you're doing here is instead of writing the x, I'm going to write 3 wherever I see the x in the actual function, okay? So it's going to be like this. So 2 bracket 3 squared, all right? Plus 3 times 3 minus 1. Okay, and all you're doing is basically evaluating the function for x equals 3, okay? Make sure you're doing the exponents first, okay? So I'm doing 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm going to do one more step here. So it's going to be 2 times 9. 3 times 3 here is also equal to 9 minus 1, okay? And if you want, you can put this in your calculator. I'm going to write out a step here. So this is 18 plus 9 minus 1. So just like this, okay? 18 plus 9 is 27 minus 1, which is equal to 26. So you can see all I'm doing here is basically just evaluating, okay, the f of x function here. Whatever value is found inside the brackets, I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it into the function that's given to me. Okay, and most likely the question will say to evaluate, and that's what you're doing here. All right, with that, let's try one more example here. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. All right, let's try f of 1/2. So again, remember when you're evaluating functions, it can also be a fraction. I want to make sure I leave it as a fraction, okay? So we're going to do 2 bracket, okay, 1/2 squared. And you can see just instead of the x, I'm just plugging in or substituting my 1/2, okay? So plus 3 times 1/2 minus 1, all right? So this is a very simple concept, but again, make sure you are not rushing, okay? We want to have the right answer, and most teachers will tell you to keep all of your answers as a fraction, okay? So with that, what we're doing is basically 1/2 times 1/2, okay? So again, if you're not sure, I'm going to write it on this side here. Okay, so when you multiply it, this is going to be just you multiplying the numerator. So I'm doing 1 times 1, 1, and on bottom, it's going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, so I'm getting 1/4. So I'm going to plug that in here. Plus 3 times 1. Make sure you're only multiplying the numerator. Okay, which is 3/2. Okay, minus 1. And again, you can do as many steps as you want here. Okay, so I'm going to just write out one more step. So when you do 2 times 1/4, I'm just multiplying 2 times 1. So it's going to be 2/4, okay, plus 3/2, and then minus 1. Okay, I have to do a common denominator here. Okay, so I'm just going to put 1/1 here. And the common denominator here is going to be 4. So we're going to multiply the second fraction by 2. And I'm going to multiply the third fraction, okay, by 4, like that. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. We're just going to write it going across here, okay? So I have 2/4, okay, plus 6/4 minus 4/4, okay? And I'm just going to add and subtract the numerators here. So 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. I'm doing 8 minus 4, which is equal to 4 on the top, okay? And on the bottom, we can see the denominator is equal to 4 as well. So I'm doing 4 divided by 4, all right? And this is equal to 1. All right, so just like this, okay? And this is actually my final answer, okay? I like to circle my final answer because as we can see, we're doing a lot of steps here, okay? And the teacher wants to see completely all the steps along with your final answer, okay? To make sure it's right. Okay, 1 mark is always given for the final answer. So if it's not correct, okay, most teachers will take off a mark. But again, as long as you're showing all your work, okay, you should get all of these part marks. Okay, let's go to the next part here. All right, and we're gonna use the same function. Okay, so there are several parts to this question, okay? And it gives you different types of functions, okay, that you can try here. All right, so let's try this one. So it says f, okay, of 5 minus 3, okay? Now again, what I should do, I can actually subtract these two numbers. I know this is going to be like f of 2, okay? But what I'm going to do, just to show you, okay, the work for that is instead of writing the x value, I'm writing 5 minus 3 here, okay? And plus 3, and I'm going to do 5 minus 3, minus 1, okay? And make sure you're actually plugging in whatever there is inside the brackets. In the first step, the teacher wants to see that you're putting that into the function before I evaluate it, okay? So this is going to be 5 minus 3, like we said, is 2, okay? Plus 3 times 2 minus 1. Okay, at this point, if you do want to skip like a few steps, okay, that's okay as well. So we're going to do 2 and 2 times 2 here, so 4. Okay, in the next step, I'm doing 3 times 2, which is 6, minus 1. Okay, so let's write it going across. Okay, so this is going to be 8, okay, plus 6, minus 1. Does everyone see that? Okay, so I'm just going to add and subtract the numbers now, okay, 8 plus 6, so here 14, and it's going to be minus 1, which is equal to 13. Okay, and that's how you're basically evaluating, okay, all of these functions, all right? And with that, let's maybe take a look at this last example, okay? Let's take this off. Okay, and again, check with your teacher, okay, how he or she wants you to write your final answer, okay? I always just circle the final answer, okay? So it is actually clearly visible. All right, so in this one, what we're going to do is, let's try this. So this is f of 5, okay, minus f of 4, okay? Now, if you want, you can actually plug this in as one whole step. Like I would just put square brackets, okay? Now, the first time I'm plugging in for the x, I'm going to plug in the 5, okay? So it's going to be 2, so 5 squared, 3 times 5 minus 1. And this is why I'm using the square brackets. Like you can see, right, that it's going to be separate from the f of 4. Okay, so I'm going to do minus, and the second time I'm plugging in the 4. So 2 times 4 squared plus 3 times 4 minus 1. And this is actually how the teacher wants to see, okay, you doing your work. I know there are some students who will do each of these separately. First, they will evaluate the f of 5, then they'll evaluate f of 4, and then they'll subtract the two numbers that they're getting here, okay? But again, I would write this in one step, okay, for the teacher to see it. This is how most teachers want you showing your work, okay? So this is what I would do. Okay, so let's simplify inside the brackets, okay? This is 5 squared, okay, which is 25. 25 times 2, so 50. 3 times 5 is 15, so plus 15, minus 1. I'm still going to keep the square brackets, okay, just so we don't get confused here, okay? So minus 4 times 4, okay, so 16, and we're going to do 16 times 2, so 32. Plus 3 times 4, which is 12, minus 1. Okay, so basically you can see that I have my brackets here, okay? And again, you could just like use your calculator. Let's add everything together. We're doing 15 or 50 plus 15, okay, minus 1. So 64. And at this point, take out the brackets, okay? I don't need that anymore. Okay, so 32 plus 12 minus 1. Okay, which is 43. Okay, and I'm going to write it going across here, okay? I'm going to subtract the two numbers here, and I'm getting 21, okay, as my final answer. Okay, and usually you want to actually write your final answer as, oh, for this one it's alright because it's f of 5 minus f of 4, and I'm getting basically 21, okay? So one more time, this video basically covered Math 11, and we were going through the function notation. And it's good because we were only going through one example here. I wanted to show you the different types of values for x that you can plug into the function that is given. I hope everyone learned something from this video, and again, if you did, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel and click on the like button below. And I will see everyone next time. Thanks, bye.